Look, and P made an interview about you. You know,
Yeah.
he basically said that you could never get a like one shot, one deal. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that would never happen. He said in his own words. What is your response to P? You know, because Loso went through it too. Like where he felt like he deserved the name, he didn't have to go through the process and stuff. And now the same thing is kind of like happening to you.
You know, P is a master of words in a sense. You know, P knows how to talk. He's a great orator. He knows how to, you know, in interviews, like touch on certain points and then like steer you away from other questions or whatever. So I saw the thing. You know, the headline of it was A. Ward says he can't progress on URL, which was completely out of context. I did an interview where I said there's no progression with me and URL on getting a battle done. So, you know, the interview starts off with him talking about how he saw my interview, about how I couldn't progress on it. That's silly. Look at Swamp, look at Easy to Block Captain. Perfect examples of guys who can progress on URL. But yeah, I said there's no progression in the talks of me getting a battle. Secondly, yeah, you know, he basically said I was an exception, which is so wild because, like, in this whole protect the locker room, in this whole, like, this is how URL does it, the idea of it is that there aren't exceptions, you know. And he basically is saying, like, yo, yeah, guys like Sharon, guys like Danny, guys like I don't know, there's a handful of other guys.
Like Ill Will,
yeah,
like,
Ill Will.
You know,
They can come back and battle. We got a good battle. We'll book you for this battle. Then they'll jump back and then he says, like, yo, but he literally calls me LeBron. He compares me to LeBron. He's like, you're not just gonna let LeBron come over and play one game. You're gonna lock him in for years, and that makes sense. But you're also not gonna get LeBron for free and tell him, like, I don't know who, you know, I don't know what games you're gonna start, and I don't know if you're even gonna be starting on our team. Matter of fact, like, you just go to practice and we'll let you know what it's going to be. And that's the contracts they're offering. You know, no guarantees in bread, no guarantees in battles. You know, that's the kind of contracts that are being offered. So, like, if you're going to use the analogy that, like, yo, Ward's a star. Ward is like a LeBron. If he comes over here, we're going to lock him in. Then follow suit and say, yo, we see that you're a star. We see what you can be for us. So when you come over here, here's this bread. Here's these battles. Here's these names. That's never been presented to me. You know what I mean? And if it had been presented to me 3 years ago, 2 years ago, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. You know? Because what I've always said is, like, I don't necessarily want to be a complete, like, URL roster spot guy, because I see what they do with some of their roster guys, and I see how fickle the buzz of things are, and I like to be in control of my career, you know. But if you come to me and say, yo, I got these 3-4 battles, yo, for the next year, you know, settle down, let's lock in, here's these guys, here's this bread, why would I not do that? Like, set it up, you know, like, let's do it. What are we waiting on, you know? So yeah, you know, a P, like I said, you know, I've never had a personal problem with P at all. We've always just disagreed on the business side of things or whatever. Never had a personal problem with anybody at URL. Like, actually, every time I've been to events, the staff from, you know, Beasley, Smack, P, KD, like, everybody, JB is my guy. I love JB to death. He checks in on me all the time.
I mean,
like,
you kind of look like him too.
Yeah, so like those, I love them to death. They put on a great show. They're you know, but it's just like, when it comes to me and battling there, it's never been, and it's never been any kind of guarantees. And it's like, yo, like, I don't work this hard, you know. If you're saying I'm an exception and you can't sign me to a just come over here and battle once thing, you know, like you obviously have a certain set of rules for certain types of people. So, you know, work with me. You know, we passed the whole PG thing. For the longest time, it was, hey, he needs a PG. You know, the Crucibles come out. Everybody knows it wasn't going to be a Crucible or whatever, you know. Then it was like, oh, well, you got to sign these contracts in this many years with no guarantees. That is what it is. Well, now you're signing people to contracts that are battle contracts, 3 battle contracts, 5 battle contracts, a year contract, you know, stuff like that. But still, none of that stuff is ever presented to me. And, you know, for me, like, right now, like, look at my career. It's the best it's ever been, right? I'm coming off my best battle ever, probably. My stock is the highest it's ever been. So I'm obviously not doing anything wrong. I'm obviously not, like, in a position to where, like, I need URL to help me get out of some situation or whatever. And that's why we're still going back and forth, because the minute I fall, the minute I get smoked, Lord willing, it never happens. They're gonna be like, they're not gonna offer nothing. You know, it's not gonna be like he's a star. We know he's a star. It's gonna be like, yeah, we not interested at all. You know. So it is what it is. Shout out to Pete. Shout out to URL. I got the app. I can show you on the phone. I pay my $8 a month. I support y'all. You know, I support my brothers that are on there. You know, get Saga some more plates. You know, Loso got 2 of them coming up. Yeah. You know, get Hims back on there. But yeah, you know, like that's kind of where it's at. Like, you know, nobody in battle rap right now, fan, media, league owner, anybody. And if you do, then you're just delusional. Would agree that A Ward needs to sign a contract with URL where there's no guaranteed bread and no guaranteed opponents. Period. And now, you know, we're in a position to where now, like the buzz, the everything circling around it or whatever, it's like, yo, the longer y'all wait, the higher my career's going and the higher that price is going. I'm not coming over there for, you know, for pennies, you know? Like, it's just not happening. But I want to work. I want to put on a crazy battle with Tay Rock. I want to battle Twerk. I want to battle Av. I want to battle Easy, Swamp. I want to battle these guys, you know? I want to battle them in those settings, you know? But it's just like, you know, it's not happening without like some kind of meet in the middle. Pause if necessary.
Wow.